On my 30th birthday, the first thing I received was a photograph of my husband kissing a nightclub singer in full view of every associate and enemy who cared to look. At the Dawn's feast, every pair of eyes in that candlelit ballroom had settled on me. They watched the way wolves watch a wounded deer at the edge of the clearing, patient and bright-eyed, certain I would shatter the way I always had before, certain I would weep and beg my husband to come home. But with my 8-month belly pressing against the beaded silk of my gown, I finished the evening with my spine straight and my voice steady. And when the last guest had kissed my cheek and murmured hollow birthday wishes, I went to find Ravenna Valente, the matriarch of the family, and told her I wanted the dissolution of the blood pact. Starting today, the child in my belly will be your great-grandchild, but it will have nothing to do with Zeno. Ravenna never imagined that I, the woman who had once loved her grandson so fiercely that I would have swallowed poison for him, could stand in front of his open betrayal with dry eyes and a voice like polished marble. She never imagined I would choose to keep the heir but sever the father. She didn't know that from the moment I learned I was carrying this child, Zeno had been keeping company outside our home. Young models, minor actresses from the entertainment fronts, women who smelled like other men's cigarettes and cheap champagne, cycling through his private suite at the social club like a revolving door. Every time, I had sobbed, I had screamed, I had stood in the foyer of the Valente compound in my nightgown, pitifully begging him to come home. And every time, the next morning, Zeno walked out with his collar pressed and his jaw set, and the grapevine carried fresh photographs of his mouth on yet another new woman. Last night, because the pregnancy had turned vicious, cramps twisting through my lower back like fists, I called him. What I heard on the other end was not his voice. Not at first. First came the sounds, tangled breathing, a low laugh, the clink of a glass being set down. Zeno, a woman's voice, throaty and sweet as poisoned honey. Tell me, between me and that woman, who holds more space in your heart? I pressed the phone harder against my ear. I heard him clearly, the man who had once sworn before God and the matriarch that he would protect me until his blood ran cold. His voice was thick, heavy with want. Of course it's you. That woman was dull from the start. After she got pregnant, she puffed up like a pig. Just seeing her makes me want to throw up. In that moment, the baby in my belly went still, and the heart in my chest went quiet too. Since Zeno was no longer the Zeno who had once cared for me, I chose to cut away the father, keep the child, and hand him back his freedom. Only after I truly disappeared did he lose his mind searching for me. On my 30th birthday, the first surprise I received was a photograph that spread across the grapevine like wildfire. In the image, Zeno had his hand wrapped around the back of a woman's neck, pulling her into a kiss. She was Mabel Azari, a singer at a lounge connected to a rival outfit. The photograph had been taken at a public venue, deliberately, brazenly, as if he wanted the entire underworld to see. But an hour earlier, he had been kneeling in front of me in our bedroom at the compound, pressing his lips to my swollen stomach, whispering promises to the child inside. Every guest at the feast turned to look at me at once. Some faces held pity, most held the barely concealed hunger of people who had come to watch a fire burn. Signora, the household courier, had sweat beading at his temples. He pulled the phone from the table and stepped to the side, shielding the screen with his body. Do you want me to shut this down? I can make the calls. Have the image scrubbed. He kept his voice low, careful, the way one speaks near a woman who has shattered before and might shatter again. He was thinking of the baby. My voice was calm. No need. Just go ahead and cut the cake. His throat worked. Should we not wait for the dawn to return? I shook my head. No need. The room shifted. The spectators who had arranged themselves for the show went still in their chairs, wineglasses suspended halfway to their lips. Someone had placed that photograph